Hi there, I'm Angela Seals. I'm the Deputy Director of the Cultural Office of the Pikes Peak region. And today we just wanted to invite you to a conversation about Arts Month. Here with me is our Executive Director at the Cultural Office, Andy Vick. Hi, Andy.
Hey, Angela.
We thought it would be fun just to spend some time talking about Arts Month 2021 with all of you because there's a lot to it, isn't there, Andy? Maybe a lot more than a lot of people realize when they just drive by a billboard.
Yeah, there is a lot that goes on behind the scenes to make it live and make it happen every October. We actually start working on it, as you know, around April. And it is a good, 6-month run of increasingly active engagement and involvement and trying to orchestrate all the parts. So it is a big program for the Cultural Office. And for me personally, because I'm the one who manages it, even though all of the staff are very actively and directly involved.
That's true. So when Andy joined the Cultural Office staff in 2014, that was one of the things you were tasked with, was to create Arts Month, to try the idea of a major annual campaign that would be both visibility in the region and also advocacy, right?
Yeah, it was actually a direct, request from our board of directors who said, let's see if you can put something together. And it was, a pretty daunting task at the beginning, but it has really grown so much over the 8 years and been so gratifying to see more and more of the community embrace it and participate in it. And frankly, it's one of the things I really love doing about this job. It's a lot of behind the scenes website building and people connecting and programming, and it really is a labor of love.
It really is, and it's one of the ways that the Cultural Office kind of touches so many different sectors, including our elected officials every year. And we work with folks all over the business community and in the environmental community and in education. And Arts Month just gives us all an opportunity to come together. So you mentioned the website, which is artsoctober.com. And we're very proud, of course, that the website was brand new last year. And I know this in particular is a place where you have spent many a wee hours.
Many wee hours. Yes.
Yes. Like if you wonder what Andy Vick, the man, the mystery, does at 2 a.m, it might be working on artsoctober.com. Will you give us a quick tour of what folks can find here?
Yeah. So for those who have been around for a while, Arts Month used to live as a sub page in peakradar.com, right? And we basically outgrew it. So about 3 years ago, we started talking with Neon Pig Creative, who we have a wonderful relationship with, about building a new website for us that was specifically for Arts Month. And those guys did a fabulous job. We launched it last year in the middle of the pandemic, which was a real blessing in the sense that we needed a way to do things virtually. And this website gave us the capacity to do that. So this is the second year that we've had this website. And, as you look across the headers up at the top there,
let's go back up there.
The About tab just has general information about Arts Month, a toolkit. You can see some of the specialty things that we do, proclamations, artist of the day. And then if you go over to the highlights tab, this is something that we started with this website last year. And this is a chance for us to make an investment in local artists and arts organizations in exchange for them creating content for Arts Month and also helping us to market Arts Month through their own networks. And it really expands our reach significantly. So we have almost, when all said and done, I'm still working on these because I'm the guy who's building each of these web pages. Each of these.
We still have like 4 days. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've been doing this for a while. So we have probably close to, I think about 45 different pages, highlight pages built. And you're looking at the sort of tiles that will link you to each of them individually. And then I've got another 5 to 7 that I'm waiting for information and trying to, hustle the last folks to get their content to me so I can build their pages. So like you said, I'm spending a lot of evenings and weekends taking people's imagery and their event content and crafting them into highlights pages that we can then showcase on the website. So
Well,
that's
and
really important.
much bigger than the work, the web building work for you is actually, and I'm gonna just talk to you about this for a second. So when Arts Month started, and 8 years ago, it was really a marketing campaign. We were just exclusively telling people, don't do anything differently. We are just going to start promoting the arts during October 1 to 31 in a really intentional and emphatic way, and doing more advocacy. But during the pandemic, that changed a little bit, and you've redesigned some things so that Arts Month now puts $25,000 directly into the arts community this year. Will you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, that's a big sort of premise behind the Highlights program, is being able to not only showcase local artistic content, but to support those artists and arts organizations by investing in their work during Arts Month. So just as you said, if you think about it this way, we sort of have a three-pronged marketing approach for Arts Month. We have paid advertising, digital, TV, print, social media, and we spend probably about, and I'm going to use round numbers, around $40,000 on that. And then we have a second marketing angle, if you will, that is all the internal things that we do as a cultural office. So that's eBlast, that's our own social media, that is Artist of the Day programming. We have this great insert that Jonathan's been working on that'll appear in the October 3rd Gazette, the magazine insert for Arts Month. And so we spend about $10,000, $12,000 on all that in-house stuff. And then the third leg, which you're alluding to, we'll spend this year $25,000 that goes directly back into the arts community, to individual arts organizations and individual artists in some cases who are creating programming for Arts Month, as a way to support them. But also it's actually creating for us in these highlights the content that we can showcase and promote through Arts Month. Plus, we have the benefit then, as a highlights partner, they're agreeing to help spread the word about Arts Month. They're agreeing to use their own social media and e-blasts and print show programs, whatever it might be, to use the Arts Month logo to help message about Arts Month to the broader community. And what we've discovered is we can leverage those partners and reach so many more people if we have them all talking the same way we're talking, which is go to artsoctober.com, use hashtag artsoctober, and support Arts Month and get involved and get your peeps to come out and participate during the month of October. So it's a really important marketing tool for us that also allows us to inject dollars right back into the arts community through this program. So it's really, and all that happened, as you said, last year with COVID, as we sort of adjusted and tweaked and needed to create content, because a lot of people weren't making art last year in a public way. So it's one of those sort of silver linings to COVID that kind of got us focused in a new direction that has been so well received. And it's such a great thing for us as a cultural office to be able to invest directly in our arts community.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of people don't know about that. So that was great to get a chance to share about that. One thing a lot of people do know about is that we've been working with the zoo for a couple years. I thought it'd be fun to mention that. So 3 years ago, we started doing sweepstakes with the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo and giving away the experience of painting with an animal there at the zoo. 3 years ago, we did paint with an orangutan. That was the first one. And it was the first time professionally that I'd ever had a lot of orangutan pictures, like in my on my desktop of my computer. But then, of course, last year was the paint with a giraffe, and this year we're giving away the opportunity to paint with an elephant. So that's the Artsman Sweepstakes, and that really helps us reach really broadly out into the community, and it helps us build our lists so that we can talk to those people all year about the arts.
It's really a very intentional ploy, if you will. I don't know. I'll fess up to that. A marketing ploy. First of all, to do something cross sector with the zoo. That's part of what Arts Month is all about. So great.
And all ages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how do you break through the clutter of marketing and do something special that is relevant and going to be fun? And I don't even remember how we landed on the orangutan concept in the 3 years ago.
Well, Cheyenne Mountain Zoo is, and I have to say this, they are so incredible to work with and responsible in how they work with the animals. And they tell us, the animals, that are able to offer an enrichment experience like this with visitors. So every year they give us some options and we get to choose as a staff. They usually give us 2 or 3 options. And so the first year we chose an orangutan, and then of course the giraffe, and then of course the elephant this year. But it's part of the enrichment programs that they do with the animals already. It's just that as a guest, you're able to kind of come in and do that with the creature, and then you can take the painting home. And they corrected us last year. We had a marketing piece that didn't go out, but had a little beret on the giraffe, and they were like, absolutely not. Like, this is a creature that deserves advocacy and conservation and respect. And so, one of the great things about working across sectors and with different entities is they deepen, your own understanding of where their expertise is. And I think working with the zoo has done that for us too.
Yeah. And, you raise a really important point that's probably worth communicating here. And that is that these are activities that the zoo animals already do that are good for their cognitive and socializing abilities within the zoo. Every now and then, this, we'll get an email or a social media post from someone says, "Oh, that's not fair to the elephant."
Yeah, how terrible of you. Yeah.
Yeah, and we write back and we say, "Hey, number one, we're doing what the zoo is advising us to do in terms of how the animals are interacting. And number two, this is good for the animals. And, selfishly for us, what a great and fun thing to be able to offer to our community during Arts Month, right? I've never done this, but I would love to go paint with an elephant. I think that would be an amazing experience to be that close to those animals. And then to have a memento of it, I think it's wonderful. So it really is a great thing and a great partnership.
So here on our giveaways page at artsoctober.com, you can see the main sweepstakes this year, Paint with an Elephant, that we've been chatting with. And thanks again to Cheyenne Mountain Zoo for being amazing partners for us in that. But there's also other things too. We're giving away some curbside culture performances, some art classes at Cottonwood, some virtual cooking classes. Do you want to talk about this a little bit, Andy?
Yeah, this is the second year we've worked with Gather Food Studios. And again, born from the pandemic, how do you engage people during the pandemic? Well, you could have virtual classes. And Gather Food Studios in Old Colorado City, who we work with on them on a number of projects. We bought 3 last year and again this year, 3 virtual cooking classes from them that we then open up to the community. And because it's Zoom, you can have up to 100 people in each of these virtual classes. And you can have a cooking experience with your family or your friends or whatever it might be virtually. And it's just been so much fun. I know these are filling up really quickly because I've been checking with David and Courtney. So if folks are interested in taking a virtual cooking class, go to the giveaways page, find this button, click on it. It'll take you to another page. And then you just register, and it's first come, first serve. But
I did one last year with my son. We made little apple pies together, and it was a really great experience. Courtney and Dave at Gather Food Studio do such a nice job.
They really do. Fun.
But we're also doing Painting with a Twist date night. So many people are going to enjoy that.
Yeah.
What a fun, and family paint night. But what a fun date idea. And then we're giving away Arts Month merch for all of you who desperately desire a hat or a mug.
The giveaways are really one of the fun things about Arts Month. They're very intentionally designed to entice people to go to the website and get involved and try something new, right? That's the whole idea behind Arts Month, is have one new cultural experience with family or friends during the month of October. And this is a way we can make it that much easier for you to try something new. So the giveaways are great that way.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. Well, we were talking about the highlight partners earlier, and we were talking about the fact that Arts Month invests like $25,000 this year into special programming in the arts community and just supporting what the arts community was already going to do. And there's a couple highlights that you wanted to mention, highlights of the highlights,
Yep.
to make sure that we hit on. Do you want to go through a couple of those projects now, Andy, to
Sure.
draw our attention to those?
That'd be great. I think you want to bring up, I think, the litter letter.
Yeah.
So this is going to be the 4th year that we've done a litter letter project. Those are big 6-foot metal frames designed and built by Concrete Couch. And they are then filled with trash that has been collected by Creek Week.
Yeah.
And it is a partnership between Creek Week, the Cultural Office, and the Pikes Peak Outdoor Recreation Alliance. This year's word is respect, and it all ties into the Pikes Peak Outdoor Recreation Alliance's campaign to respect the outdoors. So this is a great cross-sector partnership, and using the arts to have a socially important and relevant message, in this case, to respect your outdoor environments.
Yeah, and that will be installed right along Cimarron?
Yep, along Cimarron near the highway.
Right before you go under 25 toward the mountain.
Just south of America the Beautiful Park. That'll be this Friday the 1st. Mm-hmm. Music starts at 3:30 p.m., remarks at 4 p.m., and by 4:30 we're done, and then you can enjoy the rest of First Friday.
You can also enjoy the rest of First Friday after First Friday ends this Friday night at the After Hours party.
Yeah, so this is a great new thing. We're working with Rodney Galat from the Colorado Springs Black Business Network. Rodney worked with us last year for Arts Month, and I know him from Rotary. And for those who have been around,
knows Rodney.
Everyone knows Rodney for sure. Yeah, but if you've been around with us for a number of years, you know that we used to throw this party called the Artini, which was a sort of kickoff for Arts Month. Well, we couldn't do it last year for COVID. The same sort of situation this year. So Rodney and I were talking, and he said, I'll go ahead and do something. And so this is totally him, right? This is him saying, I want to do something for the community in support of Arts Month. And so he's created this sort of Arts Month after hours event at Kawadi from 8 to 11 this Friday, the 1st of October. After you do your first Friday and all your other things that evening, this is a way to kick off Arts Month with lots of great music and a fun environment. And just thanks to Rodney for stepping up and, creating this programming for Arts Month.
Truly, so much of what happens around here is because someone stepped up and said, I'll do that. And another great example also at Kawadi is Latin Fever, which is coming up October 8th?
October 8th, which is the following Friday. Yep.
Yeah, and that's Diego Arnedo, Jaguar Art, and Adia, his wife. They moved here from Brazil, and they were so involved in a contemporary art scene in clubs with installations and music and blacklight painting, and they didn't see it here, and they just started making events like that. I love that story so much. So they've been doing events at Kawadi, and on October 8th, they'll be doing Latin Fever, a real celebration of salsa alongside art and music, and a real night that centers our Latinx community, which I love, and I'm totally planning to go to.
Yep. And, so not only is it Arts Month, but from September 15th through October 15th, it's Latin American Heritage Month or Hispanic Heritage Month.
Across the U.S. That's right.
Yeah. And so this is another great partnership. I know that the Hispanic Chamber is involved in promoting it. And, here again, this is a situation where we provided some seed money for some local artists who wanted to create an event for Arts Month. And I'm not involved in it. They're putting it all together. They're finding the performers. They're doing something that speaks to them and supports Arts Month. And just another, Adia and Diego are just wonderful collaborators, and
truly
great to have them putting this event together for Arts Month.
And they're really interested in lifting up a lot of other artists. They don't do things only for themselves. They design events that a lot of the artists can get involved in and meet each other and explore installation and public art and performance art and other things together in shared space, which
Yep.
I think is such a great example of our arts community being really collaborative and really lifting each other up.
Yep.
We're going to release our cultural plan on October 27th. And that's the first thing we're going to talk about in the cultural plan is how collaborative this community is and that we got to continue to hold doors open for each other.
All I can say is amen to that.
Yeah. And that is a lot of what we're doing at artsoctober.com. We hope you'll have one new cultural experience with your family or friends this October between October 1 and 31. It's important this year, isn't it, Andy? It's really important.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important every year, but you're right. It's special this year. We're sort of coming out of the pandemic. We want to get back to a time when the arts are happening, are thriving, are enjoyed by our community. And Arts Month really creates this opportunity to invite everyone in our community to take advantage of what we have going on creatively here in the Pikes Peak region, and to use Arts Month as a springboard to try something new and hopefully develop a relationship with arts and culture that you'll maintain throughout the year. That's really what we're trying to do with Arts Month. And along the way, if we can have a good time and give people some opportunities to win some free stuff and meet some new people and experience something creative, artistic that they've never experienced before, that's a real win. And that's really what the Cultural Office is trying to do with all our work this October.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for joining me. And thank you for joining us for this dish with Andy and Angela.
Thanks, Angela.
Yeah, we just wanted to have a chance to chat with you all about Arts Month 2021, give you a little behind the scenes look at how we're feeling about it, which is really good. Really proud of the Cultural Office staff, all of our partners in our marketing team, Neon Pig Creative and Mad Woman Marketing and Inner Social Marketing, and also everyone who's participating this year, either as highlight partners or as artists and arts organizations that are putting on programs and inviting the community, whether it's virtually or in person, to have one new cultural experience with your local arts community. We'll see you out there.
We're hoping for. Take care. Have fun. Happy Arts Month 2021.
October is Arts Month. Experience the vibrant, creative community of the Pikes Peak region, virtually or in person, to celebrate National Arts and Humanities Month. From theater and dance to live music, from stirring slam poetry to inspiring visual art, you're sure to have an experience you'll never forget. This October, enjoy one new cultural experience with your family or friends. Learn more at artsoctober.com.